Compared to other Street Fighter games, I feel like the worst character in Street Fighter V isn't a very debated topic, and the main reason why is because it's not that relevant to the game. Street Fighter V is very well balanced, and even some of the weaker characters, like Blanca, Nash, and Gil, still have a good chance against the rest of the cast. They're like a B or a B minus. That being said, if you want to see a truly terrible character in Street Fighter V, you have to dig a little deeper. In fact, you can't even dig that deep in the base game. You need to mod it. Today, we're looking at Peter. A lot of you might not even know who Peter is, and that's because he's a non-playable character you fight in the game's story mode, deliberately made to be terrible. He's very unexplored because he requires modding to access, but he's kind of funny. Before we touch on what Peter has, let's talk about what he doesn't have. First off, he has no V system of any kind. No V skill, V trigger, or V shift. He has a forward throw, but no back throw. He also has no super, and worst of all, he has no taunt. I'll get to Peter's normals in a minute, but first I need to touch on a very important aspect of Street Fighter V in general, that being 3-frame normals versus 4-frame normals. Every character's fastest normal in Street Fighter V is either frame 4 or frame 3, and it's very important. For example, Abigail has a 4-frame crouching light kick, and that's his fastest normal, but Ryu has a 3-frame standing light punch, which is his fastest normal. You might think that this is important for punishing, but that's not actually the case. There's very few moves that are -3 on block, and they're not really the kind of moves you would do point blank. Where 3-frame normals really shine is poking out of the opponent's pressure by exploiting gaps and stealing back your turn. For example, Abigail's standing medium punch is frame 9 and is +5 on block. That's a 4-frame gap, and Ryu can exploit that with his 3-frame normal. However, if you try to poke out with a 4-frame normal, you get counter hit and you can eat some massive damage. Another nice thing about having a 3-frame normal is that if your opponent's fastest normal is frame 4 and they're +1, you can force a trade. There are ways to exploit this though, as 3-frame normals often don't have great range. Now take everything I just told you and fuck it out the window, because Peter's fastest normal is frame 5. This means that Peter can punish a lot of things that were definitely intended to be punishable. What's hilarious is that this move is -4 on block itself, which means that other characters can punish it with their 4-frame attacks. You might have noticed that combo did an awful lot of damage. We'll get to that in a second. Let's talk about health and stun real quick. The average health and stun in Street Fighter V is 1025 health and 1050 stun. Abigail has the highest health in the game at 1100. Seth and Akuma are tied for the lowest health and stun, having 900 health and 900 stun. Zangief has the highest stun in the game at 1100. Peter has an insanely low 400 health and 400 stun. It's fun to see who can kill him in one touch. Okay, let's get back to those normals. With the exception of counter hits, none of Peter's 2 lights link. His standing light kick has admittedly good range. However, it's very slow at frame 8. Peter's crouching medium punch is a move that you can do. It's very slow at frame 10, can't be cancelled, but sadly, it's his best anti-air. Now, when I say best anti-air, it's not good, it's pretty inconsistent. It'll trade a lot, and when you're Peter, a character with 400 health and 400 stun, you can't afford to take trades. This is a GameStop kind of trade. You're really getting fucked over. Your most consistent anti-air is probably to just meet them in the air. Peter's medium kicks are whatever. His standing medium kick is an okay poke. And his crouching medium kick is also an okay poke, but it's -3 on hit and -6 on block. And can do that. Peter's standing medium punch has pitiful range. However, it's his only cancelable normal. We'll get back into this in a minute. Peter's standing heavy punch is an okay but slow poke. His standing heavy kick is very bad. It's frame 14, -3 on hit, -8 on block, and you can duck it. However, it's his best crush counter. His sweep has pitiful range and is very slow. Peter's crouching heavy punch is interesting. It's his only normal outside of his lights that is plus on block. It's +1, so not useful for Peter, but it's still kind of interesting. It's +8 on hit, which gives you Peter's only confirm combo on the ground. I'm serious. That's it. Peter's forward throw is unironically his best meterless punish. It's frame 5 like other throws and does a solid 130 damage. Right, let's get into Peter's only special move, his Baton. It's fucking terrible. First off, let's tackle Peter's only use of meter, EX Baton. This is his only remotely good combo ender. It's fast enough to combo from a cancelled medium punch. Realistically, that's some of the highest damage you're ever going to see with Peter. Medium and heavy Baton are both too slow to combo. And they're death on block. Weirdly, heavy Baton actually juggles properly. This has pretty much no practical use, but it's kind of interesting, I guess. As I already showed, light Baton is actually fast enough for you to combo from medium punch. However, those of you paying attention might have noticed something wrong. Very wrong. Light Baton wasn't just minus on hit, it was -16 on hit. The entire cast gets a massive punish. Any American viewers who weren't familiar with what just happened, a policeman actually got punished for beating the shit out of someone. Also, I don't really know when else to mention this, but Peter has the slowest forward dash in the game, at 26 frames. Peter has 3 crush counters, standing heavy punch, standing heavy kick, and crouching heavy kick. All you can get off the standing heavy punch crush counter is a light kick. That's it. Off standing heavy kick, you get something that vaguely resembles a combo. The timing is a little difficult, but you can walk in and do a medium punch. Right, let's end this out with the one sort of kind of good thing about Peter, his jump. His jump is pretty fast, it's weird. Seems kind of hard to react to. I know Peter was introduced in Season 1, but in the beta of Street Fighter V, characters jumped a lot lower to the ground. Maybe this is like a relic of that. So yeah, that's Peter in Street Fighter V. I get that he's not relevant to the bands of the game, but I hope you enjoyed anyway. It's fun to talk about.